Hi, Robert here. Quick apology before I start this video. The way I'm filming this series is more like an extended day in the life. So whenever I do something that pertains to me moving to Japan, which is more or less everything I'm doing right now, I film it. The problem with that is I don't always have things set up to make a cohesive video, so I have to film little segments here and there to make it actually work, which you may have noticed I didn't really do with the first video. The second video is trying to be a bit more polished, but yeah, I still sort of missed a few bits, so hopefully by video 3 I'll actually have this down. Hello everyone, today we're going to look into funding my journey to Japan. It's a fairly expensive endeavour, however I feel as if I can scrounge together the funds, if you will. Now a big part of that is actually going to be selling things off, partially including this collection of books I've got here. But it's also going to include selling off some of this stuff, including the console this is on. I have a lot of things that I would like to take with me, but honestly I don't use very much, so yeah. Down there are some DIY things, some rack things, more synthesizers. There's a lot of synthesizers here, honestly, and I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of them. I also have a few small world instruments, including 2 that I 3D printed myself, and a rather large collection of guitars that I need to figure out how to get rid of, and a harp. And plenty of watches. So today is going to be primarily spent just taking pictures of items and listing them on the internet. With any luck, they'll sell pretty soon, and I should have a few grand. You see, every time I've had to travel somewhere, I've always had to raise funds for it. Mainly because jobs don't tend to pay a lot unless you get a really good one, which tends to require staying in one place for a while, which I don't tend to do. So, usually what I end up doing is I'll acquire a bunch of goods that I personally enjoy, use for work, whatever, and then I'll sell them all off. And that's precisely what I'm doing today. Obviously, whenever you go to sell things, you want to make sure it's nice and clean. Just a quick dusting with a bit of cloth like this will do wonders. Some things, however, require a bit of cleaning. For example, this. As you can see, I've already tried a bit, but it's not brilliant. So what you do is you go in with a wet toothbrush, right? And sort of give it a nice brushing. This does actually remove some of the dust and whatnot. However, also makes it look a lot cleaner. So you don't want to buy that. So a lot of the things that I'm taking pictures of and trying to sell are actually things that I haven't used very much at all. Or I've used very minimally. Some of these I actually do care very strongly about, but because of the weight and size limits of the baggage I can take to Japan, there's not a lot I can do about it. I'm going to try to keep a few things, if at all possible, but in general, a lot of my personal belongings have to go, and fairly soon. Oh yeah, I should probably point out, this entire time lapse has been fake. This is my old phone. I actually took pictures of all of this stuff with the phone that I'm currently filming with beforehand. This is all just for show. Alright, so now that we've taken pictures of everything, let's list it all online. Here you can see reverb.com, where I would sell most things that I tend to be selling. So what would I like to sell? Behringer Neutron. There we are, so one like that. Hello, Robert in post here. I'm not entirely sure why I filmed this, but I figure I'll leave it in because the recording time was there. It's quite literally just me going through how to list something on Reverb, which is rather straightforward, not something that requires much explanation, let alone a video. And there you are. So we just repeat that process for everything else we took pictures of. Again, yeah, not entirely sure why I filmed all this bit, but here we are. I will admit this does make the transition to the next clip slightly cleaner. Alright, now we've listed a few things online. Hopefully things will sell and we'll be able to start raking in some money for our trip to Japan. Alright, so 2 of the things we listed yesterday, this here box and what I have back there, that is the Akai Rhythm Wolf and SH01A. Those have now sold. Already, it's been not even a day. And now, I'm walking to my local shipping department, which is actually inside of a Korean mall, because of course. And that is more or less what I've been doing this whole time. Yeah, remember that bit I said about continuity? Most of this has been alright. Didn't happen to record anything for the end, so yeah. I'll try to get better at that. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire process. You have things, you sell them, you get money for them, and you use that to pay for your trip. If you happen to be fortunate enough to have a job, obviously that would be an additional source of income for you. Save some of whatever you have and put it into your fund. Sadly, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I haven't had a lot of income from work, so this is pretty much my only option. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Episode 3 will be coming next week, and hopefully actually on time. I try to upload Monday nights PST. This one's obviously a day late, but sorry, what are you gonna do?